All right, hello everybody. In this video, we're gonna do a 10-minute sketching practice, and this is just like I prescribed in the drawing course, the online course that I do. But last time we got together and did one of these 10-minute practices, we sat down and we just filled out that whole page, and it's exactly what it sounds like. 10 minutes of sketching practice. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just gonna start the timer and roll right on. So you guys are going to have to help me keep time, but we're going to say go, and we're just going to sketch on here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of getting some ideas. I'm going to maybe go a little bit less as filling space, but we're going to try to maybe put a little bit more of that finished detail work in this time. Just a little bit of different goal for our practice session here. So hello, appreciate you guys jumping on here. Hopefully you're able to hang out with me for 10 minutes and we can see what we can get put together here in that 10-minute timeline. Again, just kind of rough sketching here, getting a little bit of that skeleton thrown together. Hello, good evening. Appreciate you guys all popping on here. Again, if you have taken the drawing course, you're seeing what we've talked about there. Maybe you were here with us last time live on Facebook when we did this 10-minute drawing practice. But that's kind of a fun way to work at it. I hear people say all the time, "Oh, I can't draw anything." Well, no, that's too bad. How often do you practice that? And well, I can't draw. Boy, there was a time when I couldn't ride a bike or tie my shoes either, but it takes some practice and working at it, and then you start getting stuff figured out. So hello, snowy Montana, Sadie. Oh my goodness, I am pretty fortunate to say we do not have any snow hanging around here right now. All right. Wanda says she has a problem with the standard flow. Yeah, getting flow can definitely be a hang-up sometimes. So you get working on some of the kind of the core fundamentals and laying out that skeleton, which we talk about a bit there in that course. But where I first started kind of sketching around there, that was just kind of getting that skeleton, and then there's a few little kind of tricks and rules that we'll follow as we go that just help pick up that flow to your eye. It's a lot of little things that you don't think about that your eye picks up. Okay. All right, how are we doing on time here? Got to give me a warning here. Let's see. We started 8:06, so we need to be about 8:11. I need a warning at 8:11 telling me we're halfway there. I'm relying on you guys to watch my time a little bit. Steve, the Oregon coast, hello. Appreciate you being on there. All right, we're gonna 4 minutes. Uh-oh, Josh, I've been kind of taking my time. That probably means I got 4 minutes left too. We're getting down there. I need to work on getting some things rolling here, huh? All right, we're gonna leaf kind of laid in here. We're going to pull this over top of that flower petal there. All right. Let's see. Another 4 minutes left to go here. All right, we need to get a little more lead out there. Let's bring this around. Kind of bring a little swirl in there. Whoa, hello. I see some comments popping in here as well. So I'm gonna come back and catch some of those here in a minute when we hit our time, and I just kind of touch on, see if there's any of those I can answer while we're live here. Try not to block the camera too bad with my arm there. A little background, a little background, a little background in there. Okay, got a few more minutes yet. Still getting down there. All right, I'm gonna just pull a little bit of detail in there. Why not? We'll have some fun with that. And actually gonna pull that along there. I think I got just a couple minutes left. I'm gonna start just kind of sketching in here for the heck of it, where we may throw some decorative cuts in. We'll mess around with showing you how we might roll some in a little different direction on this side. Fading those back in there. About a minute left here. Check my time. Again, when we're doing these practices, it's not a matter of getting things perfect. It's learning to have the freedom to move your pencil and just make things happen. The less perfect you are at first is all right, because it gives you something to build on, right? And you're just kind of looking, getting a bit of that framework, and being willing to change things as you go. I'm just kind of having fun messing around with a little bit of that detail there, but I am sure we have it. 10 minutes. Again, it's just having fun, scratching around there. Now, kind of a difference. This one we did a little bit more detail, kind of refined things a little bit, worked with a little bit less of a space, stayed right in there. The last time we went through and I pushed through to kind of fill that whole space and just laid out more of that rough skeleton and didn't really work on much of the details or refining that vine work at all. In fact, I didn't even quite fill in all the vine work up there, but this time we took just a little bit smaller space instead of trying to fill the whole thing, and just kind of worked on refining that vine work a little bit. And again, still super rough, but it's 10 minutes, so you just take your time. Again, if you do it daily or even once a week or whatever, but if you could sit down and do 10 minutes a day, get you a little notebook like this. If you're wanting to continue to actually learn and work to be able to draw your own patterns, or even just get a better understanding of how they flow, we talk about that in the course as well. Once you understand some of those guidelines, then you can switch out elements of patterns. Maybe I don't want a leaf here on a pattern. I can, understanding how the flow goes, switch out for a stump or another flower or anything in there. But again, I really recommend throw a date down on there every time you go through, and there's no page ripping out and throwing away. Like, write the date, go to the next page the next day, and if you can do that once a day, 10 minutes a day for 30 days, you will see a considerable difference in your drawing, I promise you. I'm going to take just a quick second here and check and see if there's any questions that I had missed. Nothing super specific other than trouble with vines transitioning out of a circle. Means coming, if I was going to come off of there into another one. Well, that I'm going to just take a second here and answer that question. We'll flip here to another page, but this will give you kind of a rough idea of some of those techniques we look at. But here's the one big mind shift for you on that. Instead of looking, say we got 2 circles, and now I'm thinking we're talking about here is transitioning from this circle out into another circle maybe, right? And the question or comment there was that I have trouble transitioning with vine work when I transition out of a circle. Here's the thing. When I draw, if we have let me just kind of rough this in real quick here. If we have this flower here and we got some stem work coming around, I'm going to work. We talk in the class there about working from the inside out. So I'm going to come catch that inside vine work, and we're just real rough and quick here. But here's the thing. I'm not going to transition out into this circle and try to draw out into it. If I laid that skeleton out right now, let's see, this circle's growing this way, this one's going to grow that way. So we'll say we just come in here with a leaf, just for the heck of it. Leaf, flower, whatever you want to put in there, but we have the space filler in here of some sort. Instead of working from here and trying to draw out into that one, I'm actually going to follow one of my main principles here. We're going to go to the next space filler. We're going to work from that filler, from that in space, backwards, working from the inside out. So this inside, the inside vines off of here, again, super rough. So I hope we're kind of following along here, but we're just doing it rough. The inside of this one, when I hit this transition point where this circle meets this circle right there, that transition point. When I get there, these lines are going to stop fading towards this center line of this circle, because as we're going along, that's where they're fading to, right? They're drawing towards there but not crossing it. When I pass that transition point, now I switch circles. So now instead of pulling to this one, I'm pulling to this one. Okay. Now once we got that inside, the inside of this circle becomes the outside of this one. Now if that continued around, again, we'll just finish this out real rough here for the heck of it. That comes around right back in here towards that transition point. This outside, we'll say this ended with a kind of a big loop-de-doo out here on the end. Now that's still pulling down towards that transition point. Now we can fill in with some sort of little stump or pod or whatever we want to do there where they transition at. Okay, so again, that's real quick, real rough, but give you one of kind of some of the basic principles that how I teach anyways is we're transitioning, we're not drawing out to that, we don't draw out with the growth of that vine. We go set our skeleton, and we talk about that and break that down in the videos, but we set that skeleton, set your space fillers, your flowers, your leaves, or stumps, or wherever they're going to be, and then we work backwards from those points, and that's where you can kind of work on that transition a little bit. So I know that was a quick, short, rough little explanation to the comment there, Carol, but I hope that helps a little bit, maybe just a little bit of a perspective shift on that anyways as you sketch. But there we have it. That was our 10-minute sketch, along with a little side note to answer that question there. So hopefully that little tip helps you as well. And you guys have an excellent rest of your evening or rest of your day for those of our friends over on the other side of the world that are joining us here. So take care. I appreciate you. If you are interested in that drawing course, there is a link to it in the description there to where you can find a little bit more information on that. Otherwise, we will see you on here or on our YouTube channel, just at Joe Mealing, and continue working through our tooling series, but we'll throw a little drawing practice in there as well. Be looking for the rest of this week. We're going to come through and finish that tooled chief that we've been working on. Take care.